Hello, this video training focuses on relationships and how to edit and maintain them for a church. I'm logged in right now with the role tester user, or as the role tester user. Right now I'm logged in as a church admin, but whether I was logged in as a church admin or a clergy member, working with relationships would be the same. You'll notice that you have access to the Relationships tab. On this tab, if you click on the church that you're associated with, you'll bring up the church's record. Now in this case, I want to focus on the relationships. As a church admin or clergy member, you'll have the ability to update any relationship for your church except for the appointment relationships. Those are updated only by conference and district staff. However, it's important that all churches maintain proper relationships in the system. This way, the best contact information can be obtained by the conference and districts. This will also help you when it comes time for charge conferences or other times when you have to fill out data, because if the information is updated throughout the year, there'll be no work required at charge conference time. As you can see right now, for this particular church, there are two relationships, a worship ministry contact and a church admin. And here is the information associated with that. I can edit this information on the screen. So let's right now edit the worship ministry contact. If I click on this record, I will view the contact. I will view the relationship, just as if I would click on here. If I click on the edit button, however, here I can edit that relationship. If I wanted to put an end date, let's say that this relationship actually ended or will end on June 30th of this year. I will find June 30th, click on that, and this year is 2010. And I can put a description, person moved out of the area. Certainly not necessary at all. If they had any additional positions, you can add that as well, and then I can save that relationship. So it's important every year that you keep track on who are your key contacts. If I wanted to create a new relationship, just simply click on the new relationship button, and here I can select the relationship that I would like to choose. For churches, primarily you have information such as your adult ministry contact, Christian education ministry contact, evangelism, family ministry, historian, lay leader, or any of these contacts that you keep at your church. So let's say I'm interested in updating my adult ministry contact. I then select a contact target, and in here I would enter in the name of a person, starting with their last name of who I wanted to define. So let's say the person's last name was Keogan, which happens to be mine. Now there are many of them here. I'm not sure which one I should pick. In general, you're not going to find a lot of the same names in the system, but it certainly is possible. So here, actually all those names came to the same person, and that is me, and that's who I want. You'll notice here it puts down the city, state, email address, and phone number, so that you can make sure you have the right person. So this is the correct person, and I'm going to have them start on June 30th, actually July 1st of this year, of 2010. Oops, I have to move up my screen a little bit. We have a lot of past dates in case you want to fill in previous relationships, and I can put a description on here or not. Now this selected contacts role will not actually work in the system, so you cannot really check whether you can view or edit information of the selected contact. As you can see, you cannot check on that. I simply click on save the relationship, and now this person is related to the church. Well, looks like I did not put in a valid start date. I did not fill out the year. So let me come back here. As you can see, it's not valid. So I will put in a valid start date. of 2010. Looks like I accidentally updated this one instead, so I'm going to keep that at year because I'm not exactly sure when that's going to be ended. Now if I save my relationship, all my information should be correct, and it says the relationship record has been created. You'll notice now that I have a worship ministry contact like I had before, and I'm also the adult ministry contact starting on that particular day. Well, if I also want to put on who was the previous adult ministry contact, I can go in the system here, and let's say that I want to say who the adult ministry contact was last year. And I happen to know this is the role tester guy again. And here he is. Search for him. And again, we only have probably one record display. And we click on that link. And sure enough, now he has an end date in the system of, let's say he ended on January 6th of this year. Excuse me. Now, this information will be saved and he'll be shown as an inactive member or relationship. So here I have my current relationships and here I have my inactive relationships. And role tester is now in a previous or a former administrative adult contact. Here it shows with the end date. You can edit this as well as view this information if you're in the system as well. You can sort of see that the end date is that particular day. So this information can be kept up to date. Now, if you had a relationship, let's say you wanted to create a new relationship, and the person you did not think was in the system. So let's select a Board of Trustees ministry contact, and you're like, well, I don't think this contact is in the system, and you search for it. And there's a lot of Smiths. I'm not sure. I'm going to try comma. Let's say it's Jordan Smith. I don't think that person is there. Let me search. And it doesn't look like there's any results. Okay, well now you notice at the very top of the screen you see you have a contacts button. You can actually create a new individual. So if I create this new individual right now, all I need to really put in is their first name and their last name. That's all you need. Now we would prefer obviously an email if at all possible or other contact information. But if you were to save this contact record, I'm not going to save it right now, then you could go in and add that person into the relationship at your church. So that's basically how you update information for a relationship on churches that you have rights to. Starting off the system, the senior pastors at all the churches will have administrative rights, and other people can be given those rights if they contact their DRA, or the pastor can also give them rights directly in the system by making that person a church admin. And again, that person can be made a church admin simply by going in here, creating a new relationship, and selecting church admin as that relationship type. I believe it's going to be the last one. I'm hoping it can fit in this screen. There it is, church admin. You'll notice there's also a church finance record in there. Church finance relationship will be something we'll be utilizing in the very near future. Again, if you have any questions on this or have any problems, please contact your DRA, and they can help you work through the system. Thank you.